Break out the old rule book because today's matchup between the Jets and Stars had a couple of odd ones worth taking a look at. Now, to me, the more compelling one was Mason Marchment at the end of the second. In the final minute, he went down and was not happy. Felt Scheifele cross-checked him, which he did. Marchment definitely sold it as well, but regardless, it went uncalled, and upset about it, he hit the ref with his stick. Now, I'm not saying this was egregious, but he absolutely gives him a tap here, and there is supposed to be zero tolerance for touching an official. We've seen it before. Back in 2017, Antoine Vermette slashed an official after a face-off, and he got a 10-game suspension. It's obviously not to the extent of Dennis Weidman's from 9 years ago, but he also got a 20-game suspension, which was later appealed and reduced. But under Rule 40, what Marchment did is classified as a Category 2, in my opinion, which states any player who deliberately applies physical force to an official in any manner without intent to injure shall be automatically suspended for no less than 10 games. And interestingly, Vermette got an immediate 10-minute misconduct back in 2017 and then got that 10-game suspension. Meanwhile, in tonight's game, Marchment got nothing during the game. And further, Elliot Friedman reported that the league had discussions and that ultimately it was the on-ice official's call to decide whether this qualified as abuse of official, which he deemed it did not. And this is interesting because clearly the automatic 10-game suspension only applies if the ref applies the rules of the book, which I guess he's deciding not to. It's really that simple. Marchment did apologize to start the third, but I don't know, this feels wrong to me. If an official so obviously isn't going to follow the rule book that they are supposed to adhere to, isn't that in itself a big issue? But anyway, this wasn't the only controversy of the night. While this had been a real tight game through 40 minutes, there wasn't a whole lot between these two teams. Shots were 18-17, goals were even at 2 apiece, which gets us over to the third, where first we saw a late hit on Connor after the whistle. They double teamed him, which the Jets weren't happy about. That would go uncalled, and then on the very next shift, the Stars pressing, bouncing puck, and they scored. It's a wild one. Petrovic kicking it towards the net, saw the puck go off Hellebuyck in front and then in. Now dust off the rule book again because Rule 49.2 states a kicked puck that deflects off the body of any player of either team, including the goalkeeper, shall be ruled no goal. It also states a kicked puck that deflects off the stick of any player shall be ruled a good goal, excluding the goalkeeper's stick, which is exactly what we got here. It would take them 8 minutes to review this, Eric Comrie saying no way that's a goal, and it was deemed a good goal. Now the explanation was that it was kicked. They specifically stated that, but that Hellebuyck propelled the puck into his own net afterward. If this is being deemed a kicking motion, which again is what they said, I can see why Jets fans are upset, but the other key part is that the puck didn't deflect off of Hellebuyck. The league said he propelled it into his own net, which there is a difference. And so I can see why this one was a good goal, but it clearly stunned the Jets, who did not see it coming, and to make matters worse, the Stars just 49 seconds later would score another. Rantanen, shocker, would make it a 2-goal game, and just like that, this was suddenly not a close game anymore, as the Jets were not the same. And it's got to be said, you can't get rattled like this, because Wyatt Johnston would then add another 9 minutes later and officially kind of put this one out of reach. But man, what a spicy game it was. You guys let me know your thoughts on both of these down below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.